So there are 3 members of the family who would like to read their victim impact statements. I will read, I'm sorry, there are 2 members who would like to read their impact statements, and I will read two.
All right.
Would you like to start with those?
I'd like to start. Why don't you read the first 2, and then the 2 family members who want to come up can take the witness stand, and they can give their impact statements.
Your Honor, the family had brought with them 2 sets of photographs that they wanted the court to be able to consider. If I could pass those to the clerk. All right, so first I will read Sophia's. And that is Exhibit 4. Dear Judge, every time I open my eyes, I am hit with the reality that my mother was taken from me. This fact crushes and plagues me on a daily basis. Thoughts of her flood my mind of how she lived her life. I think about how she'd joke about being Ariel from The Little Mermaid due to her red hair, blue eyes, laugh, amazing smile, Lily Pulitzer dresses, and life drama TV shows. Without fail, she would always complain about being cold no matter the weather. Now I dream of those days where she'd tell me to bring her a blanket. I dream about giving her a big hug that would last a lifetime. But instead of hugging her, I am hugging a tree. A tree that is in a cemetery, a tree that is not warm like my mom, but a hard, barky, cold tree. It's not the same. She will never be that tree. It will never be the same as hugging my mother. Even though I pretend that it is her, at the end of the day, it is still just a tree. I have lost time with my mother. My younger siblings have lost time with our mother. The world has lost time with my mother because of the actions he took that night. I am filled with regret from that night. I constantly think about what I could have done to change the outcome, or what I could have done or said that would have saved her. But I know that no matter what I did, I would not have been strong enough. She was not done living her life. She has been stolen from us by a monster that will never be as important as my mother. My mother was and is important. A part of me was forever lost when the monster stole my mother in the dark. This monster, who I don't consider a man or a person, but a failure and a waste of positive influence on the world, made the choice that night to hurt my mother, to rid the world of her, my support system. He will never understand what he took away from my family. He knew what he was doing when he ripped my mother's life away. He knew the consequences of his actions would result in her death. He put her in a cold, dark place. He took my mother from me, but I will use my mother as inspiration, as stepping stones for my future, and pass them on so that she can live forever in the words and stories I tell people. I will use my mother's wisdom and strength in my life so that she can live on. My younger siblings and I will continue our mother's legacy.
Thank you.
We have to hit a break, but we just heard there that victim impact statement from a daughter of Kathleen. She was, in 2017 is when she met this defendant. They met online and they moved in together with Kathleen's 3 children. We'll hear from more of the family after this, including some that are there live in person. Stay with us.
Is Karen Reed a killer girlfriend?
She's guilty.
Or the scapegoat in an elaborate cover-up?
Karen Reed was raped! We know who did it.
The Karen Reed murder retrial. Live coverage today on Court TV.
Tonight on Closing Arguments, we take a look at the evidence as testimony wraps up in another week in the Karen Reed trial. We'll dive deeper with our live studio audience.
Closing Arguments tonight at 8, 7 Central, only on Court TV.
Welcome back. Let's let's get you an update out of New York, where the sex trafficking trial for the disgraced music mogul Sean Diddy Combs happening in New York is marching on. His girlfriend, former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, is facing her second day of cross-examination, and we've heard that they just ended that cross. Redirect should be happening. So far, we've heard Ventura testify about physical abuse, Combs's explosive temper, and her participation in drug-fueled freak-offs. Earlier today, Combs's defense team tried to hone in on acts of kindness throughout Ventura's testimony. In cross-examination, they showed warm messages from Combs to his former girlfriend, wishing her the best in her earlier pregnancies and asking for forgiveness. Now remember, Combs has pleaded not guilty to the charges, and what he's facing is racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, transportation to engage in prostitution, and other RICO charges. While Ventura remains a pivotal witness in the trial, her testimony is just the start of what jurors are expected to hear in this 8-week trial. Our own Kelly Craft will bring you updates from New York in the next hour. But we're turning our attention now back to Dedham, Massachusetts, where a doctor convicted of killing his wife is facing sentencing today for voluntary manslaughter. Dr. Ingolf Tuerk was found guilty of that lesser charge back in April after admitting that he strangled his wife Katie to death and dumped her body in a pond. Right now, the court is hearing victim impact statements from Katie's family and friends. Let's pick it up right where we left off.
This is Sam Rocka's impact statement.
This is an exhibit as well?
This is Exhibit 6, I believe. Your Honor, my name is Sam Rocka. Katie is my mother. I had just turned 13 when my mom was killed. I knew I was special to her because I was the only boy and her baby. I wasn't sure what happened to my mom when this happened. I just knew she was dead and missing. The past 5 years have been the worst, loneliest years of my life. I lost my mom, my caretaker, the person who I depended upon for everything. As I've grown older, I realize more and more what I'm missing and how much I missed. I was just a kid when Harry killed my mom. As an adult, I realized I didn't know much about who my mom was. I didn't get the chance to have adult conversations with her and ask her opinion on life and what I should do. I stopped getting the chance to be a kid when she died. It's hard to have a childhood when you can't sleep, you're crying all the time, and just everything feels like a lot. And you have no mom to tell you, don't worry, it will be okay. My world has felt out of control since my mom died. I am left with a feeling of insecurity. I don't feel safe. I feel like I now need to create my own stability to keep myself safe and rely only on myself. I witnessed my mom crying in her home every day. I felt like a guest and was bullied by Harry, a grown man, on a daily basis. I will never forget that. I couldn't protect my mom from Harry. I think about that every day. Harry picked on anyone smaller and weaker than him. Now that I've grown, I've also realized the true devastation of what happened and what he did to my mother and who Harry is. Justice was not done. The portrayal of my mother was false, inaccurate, and having to witness it was devastating. I'll never know who I truly could have been had I had a mother to raise me and to guide me. I'm graduating in 2 weeks. My mom fought so hard for me for school, and she would have been happier than anybody to see me graduate, but she's not here for it. It's hard to be happy when the most important person is missing. I do know I want Harry to have the maximum sentence allowed, and I hope he stays in jail the remainder of his life.